Good afternoon and welcome to Pakistan Today News from our London studio. I'm Chris Taylor. President Asif Ali Zardari has approved the denotification of Justice Tariq Mahmood Jahangiri as a judge of the Islamabad High Court, acting on the advice of the Prime Minister and in line with a recent ruling by the same court. The Islamabad High Court had declared Justice Jahangiri's elevation without lawful authority, noting that he did not possess a valid LLB degree at the time of his appointment, a constitutional requirement for the post. The court ruled that he ceased to hold office with immediate effect and directed the Law Ministry to issue a formal denotification. The case emerged from legal challenges to his academic credentials, igniting wider debate over judicial qualifications and procedural fairness. An anti-terrorism court in Islamabad has initiated proclamation proceedings against Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Chief Minister Sohail Afridi and several others for failing to appear in court in connection with the November 26th protest case. The court has issued public summons and granted a final opportunity for the accused to surrender, warning that continued absence will trigger further action under Section 87 of the Anti-Terrorism Act. The case stems from an FIR registered over the protest, and the court had previously taken similar steps in a related matter. Authorities say the proceedings are aimed at ensuring compliance with court orders. The Foreign Office has rejected media reports suggesting that Chief of Defense Forces Field Marshal Asim Munir is planning an upcoming visit to the United States, including a possible meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump. FO spokesperson Tahir Andrabi said there is no confirmed plan or agreement for such a visit, contradicting a Reuters report that claimed talks were being finalized on issues including a proposed Gaza force. Andrabi stressed that official announcements will only be made once government plans are finalized. Meanwhile, Field Marshal Munir is currently on an official visit to Libya to strengthen defense ties and has visited the United States 3 times this year. Security has been significantly tightened around Adiala jail in Rawalpindi as Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf leaders stage sit-ins demanding a meeting with former Prime Minister Imran Khan, who is incarcerated at the facility. The Punjab government deployed more than 1,200 police personnel, anti-riot units, and additional pickets to prevent large-scale protests and maintain law and order. PTI leaders say they were denied access to Imran Khan by jail authorities and returned without meeting him, despite court directions permitting visits. The party has warned that tensions could escalate if their concerns remain unresolved. Let's bring in our correspondent for more on this developing situation. Drake Rowland is joining us from Punjab. Drake, what's the latest?
Chris, the atmosphere around Adiala jail remains tense, but controlled as heavy police deployment continues to restrict gatherings in the area. PTI leaders insist they followed legal procedures to meet Imran Khan, but jail officials maintain that security considerations required limiting access. Local authorities say their priority is preventing unrest while ensuring the jail's security. Political observers warn that prolonged restrictions could further inflame tensions between the government and the opposition.
Thank you, Drake Rowland, for that update from Punjab. In counter-terrorism developments, a senior spokesperson of Islamic State Khorasan Province, Sultan Aziz Azam, has been arrested by Pakistani authorities, according to a United Nations Security Council report. The arrest took place earlier this year near the Pakistan-Afghanistan border and is being viewed as a major blow to the group's propaganda and operational capacity. The UN report states that Pakistan's counter-terrorism efforts have weakened ISK's regional influence, with several leaders neutralized and planned attacks disrupted. However, it also cautions that extremist indoctrination remains a concern in border regions. A Bangladeshi student leader, Sharif Osman Hadi, has died in a Singapore hospital after being critically wounded in a shooting in Dhaka last week. Hadi, a spokesperson for Inqilab Mancha, was shot in the head by masked attackers while campaigning ahead of Bangladesh's February 2026 elections. He was initially treated in Bangladesh before being transferred to Singapore, where doctors were unable to save him. His death has sparked widespread protests across Bangladesh, including attacks on newspaper offices and street demonstrations, as the interim government vows a thorough investigation and police pursue suspects believed to have fled the country. Finally, Pakistan's federal development spending has remained sharply subdued, with only 9.2% of the annual public sector development program budget utilized in the first 5 months of the current fiscal year. Official figures show that just 92 billion rupees out of the 1 trillion rupee allocation was spent through November, largely on infrastructure and foreign-funded projects. The slowdown is attributed to fiscal tightening linked to IMF contingency measures, reduced spending by ministries and provinces, and efforts to meet program conditions. Officials say some progress has been made in high-priority sectors, but overall development activity remains constrained. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today News. I'm Chris Taylor.